Hello and welcome, this is Best Foot Forward Shoes. My name is Harrison Cable. Thank you so much for checking out this video. It's really appreciated. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed recently. I really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So we thank you so much for everyone who has so far. We're really excited in Australia because it is nearly summer. I know in America it has been summer for a while and you're over it. You want to put on some layers, you want to put on some comfy, hot sneakers, but here in Australia, we are getting into summer, especially up here in Brisbane where it's getting pretty hot pretty early, and it means that we're going to have to switch to some more summer appropriate shoes, which is the subject of today's video. So today we are looking at not one, but two colorways of the Adidas Gazelle in collaboration with Clot and Edison Chen on this Halo and Ivory colorway and this light blue colorway. So first of all, I got these shoes pretty much at the exact same time. This one for resale because it sold out pretty quickly here in Australia, and then this one I picked up on its release date last week. So we're going to have a look at both of them, see the comparisons, see the differences, see what I like about one and what I don't like about the other, and just basically overall comparing the two and seeing what we've got here. Now first, if you don't know who Edison Chen is, he is a designer, a fashionista you could say. He's got a brand named Clot, which was originally founded in 2003 and has been a long time collaborator with Nike, and now he's really done some really cool things with Adidas. First of all, he released a Superstar last year, which was pretty out there for most people. I didn't really like that one, but then this Gazelle that's come out has really caught a lot of people's attention, and it came out pretty much as soon as summer finished in America and summer has started here in Australia. So it's kind of in that middle transition around both hemispheres. Now I'm also wearing a piece of the Clot collection that was with Adidas, which is this polo in a blue colorway. It's incredibly breathable. As you can see, it's so breathable that I need to wear a singlet underneath because it feels a little bit too revealing around the chest area. But hey, it's nice and cool, and especially how hot it's getting in Australia the last few weeks and getting into summer, it is definitely going to be needed. Now first off, we are going to start with the first shoe. This was the Halo Ivory colorway that released about a month ago here in Australia, and it is a very nice light colored brown, almost cream and white colorway. It has a very nice textured upper with this almost canvas woven material around the outside, going into some very nice suede around the toe box, around the ankle, as well as around the lace loops here. Now this suede is not long haired, but it's definitely not like a nubuck suede or leather. It is definitely got some texture to it and is in this beautiful cream off-white sort of colorway. Moving on to the sole here, you've got your typical Adidas Gazelle sole here in this gum finish. It's actually a cupped gum sole, so you can kind of see that the upper goes over the top of the sole with this canvas style material that kind of makes it look like it doesn't really have a very thick sole, which is kind of deceiving because it actually does have a regular kind of insole and sole on it, but it's just the style which Edison Chen has put on this shoe which makes it look really unique and very different from other shoes on the market. Now on the back of the left shoe we have this Adidas trefoil logo embossed into the shoe, and then on the right one we have the Clot logo, which details like that are very appreciated. The tongue on this shoe is very thin. There's really not much padding around the inside here. You've got a kind of fake leather inside around the heel, and there's little to no padding at all in there, which is fine because I'm mainly going to be wearing these with low cut socks or even like no-show socks because of the season that you're supposed to really wear them in, which is summer. The laces that you get with this shoe are, first of all, this cream and off-white color laces in this kind of rope style finish, which I would, equate to something that you would see in a bungalow on a beach in Costa Rica or something like that. And then additionally in the box you have this blue lace, which is a very nice color of blue. It's very rich, it's like a royal blue, which actually looks very similar to this shirt, to be honest. So they've really created a collection that ties in together, which I really appreciate and just shows an incredible level of uniqueness that you don't see with many other collaborations and collections. Lastly, on the materials, I do want to point out the really nice embossed Gazelle on the side here in this gold lettering, which really adds that special touch to this shoe. And of course the trademark Adidas 3 stripes are present on this shoe as well, but they're very unique on this shoe. They've got a bunch of white beads all strung together in these 3 stripes, and it's something that you don't actually see until you really get up close and look at it, but it's such a nice little unique detail. Alright, moving on to the material of the blue colorway. So this, as you can tell, is a little bit darker than the other one, and it's predominantly made up of a rather light brown canvas textile on the upper with some really vibrant, nice blue stitching all around the sole and on the back heel tab as well. Moving around to the heel and the toe of this shoe, as you saw with the Halo Ivory pair, they have a nice smooth short-haired suede on that shoe, and this shoe, the blue one, has some very nice nubuck leather on this shoe at the back and at the front, and where the laces attach to the shoe, and then also moving on into the inner lining as well. So there are a slight difference between the materials on the blue shoe and the Halo Ivory shoe. The laces on this shoe are a flat style lace with a woven cotton lace, which honestly looks kind of cool. It's also got some little blue hits on the sides of the laces there, and then it also came with a light pair of blue laces here, which matches very similarly to the hits on the original laces that come pre-installed inside of the shoe. Again, you've got the kind of espadrille pattern going over the top of the cup sole, the same sole pattern on the Gazelle, so that will be very similar between the two shoes. And then the other thing that you're going to notice is that the 3 stripes are blue on this one, and again they are made up of a multicolored blue beads sewn together to create this really awesome and unique pattern that stays consistent between both shoes. Now moving on to the comfort of these shoes, so this is where these shoes kind of fall down for me. I don't really know what I was expecting, but they definitely don't feel like the most comfortable pair of shoes that I own. But honestly, that's okay. I think that these are more of like a fashion statement shoe than an all-day, everyday shoe. You're really not going to want to wear these all day because it's just not going to be supportive in any way. It's really going to rub against your toes a little bit, and overall throughout the day I think you're going to get a little bit sick and tired of wearing them just because of the lack of comfort and support that you see. But honestly, that kind of goes over the whole of Sambas and Gazelles. I don't find them to be the most comfortable pair of shoes, but that's besides the point. They look so cool that that's the trade-off that you give with those shoes. They do both, however, come with a drop-in insole. This is the one from the blue, and then this is the one from the Halo Ivory. They both feel very nice and very plush, and really they're the only redeeming feature that I can really see with the comfort of this shoe. Because if they didn't have these insoles, they would be incredibly uncomfortable and you probably couldn't even wear them for 5 minutes. It's a little bit hard to get them back in there. There we go. Now, while I am trying to put this insole in, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a view as to how thin the sole of this shoe is. You can kind of see that it does flex a lot. It's actually very thin, and you can actually see pretty much straight through the shoe. That's how thin the sole is there. So again, the comfort on this shoe is not amazing, but hey, that's the price that you pay for looking really cool, which I think that these shoes definitely do. Now for sizing on this shoe, this was a tricky one. So Adidas tends to run a little bit small. So if I usually go with my true to size, which is a size 9, it's gonna feel a tad bit tight, but still comfortable. So I tend to go with a half size up in Adidas, which is the Sambas and Gazelles usually. But those other models, they definitely have more padding. And I looked at these with very little padding, and I decided to go true to size in the blue, and I decided to go half a size down in the Halo Ivory, just because the Halo Ivory has a lot less padding than this one does. This also has a leather lining, this does not. So bear that in mind. My toes aren't getting crushed in either of these. So to recap that, I went with a half a size down in the Halo Ivory, and I went with my true to size, which is a size 9 in the blue. So they both came in a pretty standard Adidas box. The only real thing that stands out that they are made by Clot is the Clot logo right there. I'm not really too blown away by the box. You mean you get an extra pair of laces with it, but you know, it's nothing special. I've seen better. So to put my final thoughts on these shoes, which one do I like better? To be honest, I actually kind of prefer the colorway on this Halo Ivory a little bit better, but I do enjoy the fit and the leather lining on this blue pair. Again, I've not worn them a huge amount. Maybe I'll make another video of after I've worn them for a few days or even a few weeks throughout summer. But I kind of think that the Halo Ivory pair looks a little bit better and is probably one that I'm going to be wearing a little bit more. I might even put the blue laces in. So hopefully you got some good info about those two shoes. It's a really exciting collaboration that Adidas has done with Edison Chen here, not only with the collection here, with the clothing, but also the shoes, which are, you know, inspired by espadrilles. They're made for summer. It's really unique. It's something, they're pushing the boundaries. It's really good to see. And Adidas is definitely riding these Gazelle and Samba models into the ground. They're definitely going to drive them into the grave. But hey, you've got to make hay while the sun shines. So again, I wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you to everyone who's watched these videos. We're going to be pushing out a lot more content on this channel in the next few weeks. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching.